then you also talk about the 4 reasons why you are hopeful. In the book, you talk at length about it. You talk about human intellect, resilience of nature, the power of young people, and the indomitable human spirit. So young people, tell us a bit about that. Are you very hopeful about the generations that are coming, the young people that you see around us? Because there's a lot of people say young people, their attention spans are short, that maybe we live in this world where everything happens very fast, and you've persevered so much in your life when you were a young woman, when you were there studying chimpanzees. So tell us about what gives you hope from young people.
Well, I think young people now understand the problems that we face, the environmental problems and the social problems. And they understand because you can't really not learn about it if you've got any kind of education, because it's in the newspapers, it's on the news, it's everywhere all around you, all these threats to our future. And they seem somehow to be rising to the challenge. And I find that if young people understand the problem and you listen to them and you empower them to take action. So our program for young people works in groups of children in kindergarten, even preschool, up to university students and everything in between. And their main message, every one of us makes an impact every day, and we get to choose. And every group tackles between them 3 different projects, because everything is interrelated. I learned that in the rainforest. And so they choose a project that will help people, a project that will help animals, and a project that will help the environment. Then they talk about what bothers them. They discuss what can be done about it. And then they roll up their sleeves and they get out there and they take action. And they inspire me because, they're so passionate, so dedicated, and so optimistic, especially the younger children. But the university students too, they're the backbone of Roots and Shoots, actually. And that program is now in over 60 countries.
And the resilience of nature?
The resilience of nature, you must have many, many places where a place that was totally destroyed, maybe an abandoned building site or an abandoned car park, nature comes back, the little plants creep up through the cement. But there are huge areas like where there was a quarry for, let's say, cement. And with clever management, copying nature, those places can be absolutely restored. Rivers that were polluted can be cleaned and life can come back. It's a tremendous reason for hope. There was a time where I studied the chimps in Gombe. At the beginning, it was part of a great forest belt that stretched right across equatorial Africa. And by the late 80s, I was horrified. I mean, I knew there was deforestation in the area, but I was not prepared to see an island of forest surrounded by completely bare hills. And the people living there were too poor to buy food elsewhere. Their land was over-farmed and infertile. They were struggling to survive. They cut trees on even the steep slopes, causing terrible erosion and mudslides because they were desperate to feed their families. So that's when I realized, it hit me. If we don't help these people find ways of living without destroying their environment, we can't save chimps, forests, or anything else. And so JGI began a program around the Gombe National Park. We call it Take Care, or Takari. And it was a very holistic program. I won't go into it, but it ranged from scholarships to keep girls in school, microcredit opportunities for women, restoring fertility to the overused land without chemicals, and everything in between. And if you fly over Gombe today, there aren't any more bare hills. The trees have come back. The people have become our partners in conservation because they understand protecting the forest is not just about wildlife, but their own futures. And because of the microcredit, people have been able to start their own small environmentally sustainable businesses. So it's the best example I have.